doesn't need to be as temperature controlled.
Oh my God.
So on weekends, we do 2 tours down here a day, where you pay a little extra and you get to kind of come down and see. But you guys are from out of town and you seem nice.
Oh yeah, no, I appreciate this. This is.
Yeah, give you a quick walk around. If you got any questions, let me know.
Look at that, that's cool.
Futura. So this isn't an actual car. This was a sketch in a 60s Popular Mechanics of just kind of a cool concept car. And then in the 80s, the guy decided to build it. Then it fell into disrepair, and then some show picked it up, did a mild restoration on it, and we bought it from them. It's 3 Corvairs welded together.
Well, yeah, these are either GTO or Galaxy headlight beam or a headlight. They look like Galaxy.
What the hell?
Department of Agriculture. That's cool. The little wagon thing.
So you know the Gyro X?
Yeah.
Thing? That's the same company built that.
I watched the whole video. That's crazy.
Yeah. So this does the same thing, except it's meant for going up into trails in the national parks and everything. You can walk alongside it.
And that's right up his alley. He has a non-profit where we go out and pick up trash in national forest.
Oh yeah. So you just be loading up all the trash and everything. You can ride on it, or you can walk alongside of it. But yeah, 2 wheels is better than 4 to get up a bunch of the fire roads.
Oh yeah.
All right, well, we'll load it up.
Yeah.
That still actually is owned by the Department of Agriculture.
Yeah, the government doesn't like to give up their stuff. Look at the little 3/4 scale Austin. That's cool.
Wow, I didn't know you guys had this much. I didn't know there was this much.
Yeah. And like I said, there's another outbuilding over there.
Hey, that one's got a for sale sign on it.
Yeah, so we have to, because we have so many vehicles and we're always getting more in, we do have to deacquisition some of the collection from time to time.
Yeah, you just kind of what's valuable, what's not, you know.
Well, a lot of times we either find a different example that may be a little bit better or maybe a little more interesting. This thing's so sick.
Oh, yeah, I want this.
I want this. So that's a mini underneath. It's pretty much a body kit for an old Morris Mini.
Sean, buy it for Focus on the Forest.
$7,500. It's right off.
We'll drive this and the F-650 in the parade at Christmas.
We do sell a lot of parade cars. People are like, what the hell is that thing? I'm like, it's a weird one-off car. I'm like, great, we'll use it in a parade.
I'm a weirdo. I collect like diesel trucks, so like everything I have is gigantic.
Yeah. We're not used to seeing stuff like this.
That's a really nice car. I'm actually pretty upset we're getting rid of that D-Jet. But we have the
Is that thing based on the Nissan?
No, so
240?
the Nissan might have been based on this.
240ZX?
This is, they started in the early 60s, 62, I believe. Completely mid-engine, super lightweight.
This looks like a
4-cylinder, yeah. This is a Gordini
Like an off-road car.
edition.
dual cars.
Yeah. It's not the fastest, but man, does it handle well.
Oh, I bet it does.
Yeah. It's a beaut on the roads.
I can't drive it because I would double the weight of the car. This is cool.
This is so cool. Yeah, Tristan's dude. Wow.
Yep. We're supposed to pick up his daughter from Pilates class. Yeah, she can wait. She can wait.
62 the male. So where do you find some of these cars?
A lot of them we get from Europe. We have contacts kind of all over the world, and they know if they find something interesting or weird, they'll usually let us know, and then we get them shipped to Amsterdam, put on a container. About once a year, we get a container full of. I don't know. I open it and go, I don't know what the hell that is.
Okay. 98 Spider.
Yeah.
That is wild.
Oh
Holy crap.
yeah, WR 400 Forest.
Oh yeah. There you go.
This is a bitchin' car. The
Wow, that's just clean. Wow. We have about 8 motorcycles downtown on display at an art gallery. And now otherwise we're pretty full up. The Trojan.
This
I've
is-
never even heard of this.
This is
What's
awesome.
the story on the Trojan? German company. We had a few Trojans. Didn't last too entirely long after the war. You know the years? With 500 of these things, I sometimes lose the. And I'm not the education, or I'm not in the education department. I just try to get these things running. Yep. So that's kind of the kicker of our museum is some of them might not be the most show quality or pristine, but we try to keep at least 75 to 80% operational. And we like to highlight kind of the years that they were on the road. So all the dings and bends and scratches and stuff.
That's the World War II airplane museum.
Yeah.
And I stopped taking pictures.
Yeah, that's why. When you get and let into the museum of a basement, you quit taking pictures. Because you're about to see some cool shit.
Oh, this is fucking awesome. Look at this.
My day has been made.
That's cool job, man.
Oh my God, Forrest, a Volkswagen Beetle from Germany.
We have a restoration shop upstairs with full machines.
Hey, so fun fact, that little flower in the window is actually an option.
What?
Yeah, it comes with a little glass or a plastic like vial that you set little plastic flowers in. It's actually an option on Volkswagen Bugs. Don't ask me how I know that.
Yeah.
That little spaceship.
Dude.
Are you, did you guys go down to Telephone at all when you were here? They have the Beechcraft Museum there, called Old Beechcraft.
I flew in one of those ones.
Man, it's an amazing place. Yeah, it's all clean up the hangar and they go off the flights, and parachute jumps and everything. Yeah, it's nice.
Let me ask you this. Is that 2014 Corvette upstairs a write-off?
No, so Jeff Lane is the director, and he's the founder of the museum and the director. His dad is who got him into cars,
Yeah.
and that was the last car his father purchased.
Oh, okay.
So it's a
So it's not. Okay.
yeah. We have the first
look-
car his dad purchased, and the last.
We looked
car.
at looked at everything around it and we're like, was this a tax write-off or something?
No, it does not. It doesn't quite fit the museum, but it's kind
But
of.
it's memorable.
It's he passed away about a year and a half ago.
Oh, okay.
So it's
Oh gosh.
a remembering.
What was his first car?
It's up there. It's a red NG type.
Okay.
Love it.
Doesn't the Peterson have one of these?
No, this one's actually going to the Peterson next week.
Oh, really?
Yep. Yeah, these three cars, the Honda Valmos, the Urbacar, and the Fascination are all heading to the Peterson next week.
That's one the big one I want to go to is the Peterson.
Oh, Peterson's great.
They just opened the Ken Block exhibit and I wanted to go see that.
Oh yeah.
Anytime we want to go to LA, we can stay at Kathy's. Just saying.
I am down. Look at that funky thing.
Oh, look at the little ones.
Oh, it's a little go-kart.
I love them, but I never fit in them.
Original go-karts.
Yeah.
Pretty crazy. The
Oh,
Viper's
Viper.
also another one that doesn't quite fit our collection. Do you guys know the race car driver Sam Posey?
Name sounds familiar.
This was his car. He was one of the founding members of the museum. He did a couple road courses in this, loved it, and then just decided he wanted to donate it somewhere where it would last.
Yeah.
So donated it to us. I tell people it's in our museum because it's the only '94 Viper with the original front clip on it.
Yeah.
Because
They didn't handle really well.
oh man, I mean I
Way
drive
too
most
much.
of these things, and this is the one that I'm on.
Way too much horsepower.
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard the handling is just
So there's a dealership I think in Kentucky that has a '94 Viper up on the top of their sign.
Yeah.
And they recently pulled it down, are going through it and restoring it, and then they're going to put it back up on their sign.
Nice. Nice.
If you follow like 1320 video on Facebook and stuff, if you scroll back about 2 months, you'll see it. But yeah, it's a dealership in Kentucky. It's a Viper just like that. It has the top on it though. It's not a convertible or a roadster.
This one actually, we have the original. It had just a single wheel front on it, but it's terrible to drive. Two wheels, it's absolutely intolerable to drive with one. But originally, this had it with both. Oh, really? I'm gonna stop you right at that line.
Yeah, that's fine.
That's our workspace back there.
That's fine.
Don't want you to slip it on anything. I got it here.
Yeah, no.
Well, and we're not here on the weekends. Otherwise we would.
The arrow sled.
Yeah. So this is kind of showing there was a company, Aero Sled or Aero Thrust. They pretty much just manufactured these propeller engines with the mounting brackets, and you can put them on whatever you want.
That's super cool.
So people put them on sleds, cars, bicycles.
That's pretty cool.
You name it.
Bicycles. That's wild.
When you want to die and get chopped up when you crash your bicycle.
Did you guys see the demonstration upstairs where we start the Helicron every day? All right. Well, at 11 o'clock every day, we start the Helicron, which is one of our big wind power ones. We go into talking about kind of why it's such a bad idea. As you know, sir, you don't get, planes use a lot of lift.
Yeah.
To go.
Yeah.
When you're just on the road and don't have wings, there's no lift. So you take a hill, like you guys are going to drive out of here soon, you either have to gun it all the way from the back of the parking lot to make it up, or you have to get out and walk alongside doing the throttle that's outside.
Oh yeah, that sounds sketch. This is cool.
So this is... Oh, the Hoffman's.
This is, no, they look terrible. I get you that. This was the one we were looking at upstairs. It was almost looked like a Reliant Robin.
Oh, the one in the
Said
parking
top
garage.
Speed 90 miles an hour.
Which-
Like, you're gonna,
It's the first one as you go in the parking garage.
Oh, the
that-
first one.
Yeah, the Bond. There we
yeah,
go.
it said it was. It looks like the Robin,
Yeah.
and it said top speed 90 miles an hour.
Yeah,
I'm
it's-
like, you're gonna die.
This one's terrible. Okay, so this one built in 1951 in Germany, East Germany. So there was nothing. It was destitute, pretty much. I mean, after the war, they were scrambling to kind of rebuild their country.
Yeah.
So this has house plumbing parts in it. But they just needed something to try to get somebody to the grocery store.
Yeah.
Or get anywhere around. But what's terrible about this thing is if you actually look underneath it, where the third wheel is positioned is about 60% in through the body.
Oh wow.
And it's actually on a swing arm that steers you.
Oh no.
But they've mounted the motor on that swing arm as
So
well.
it's a big shifting weight.
Your weight just shifts.
Oh my
And you
God.
can see, I mean, this is
Yeah.
these are from like doing 5 miles an hour, and then the whole thing feels like it's going to just flip on. Terrible. Yeah, we bring the engineering students down here and roll the car out. Be like, don't do this.
Yeah.
That's what you don't do.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
But look at, you got a speaker right in the middle.
Hey? Oh, well, we all know that plumbing parts from the 50s weren't exactly the greatest either.
I heard about these. I was reading about these on point.
That's fucking crazy.
That's awesome. So, I got a funny story for you. My boss had a Honda Insight hybrid like this, and this dumb hillbilly redneck of a boss of mine put train horns on it and wrapped it with a camouflage wrap. And then that was the company car that we had to drive to go install vinyl wraps
At
and
least
stuff.
you know it's reliable.
That way it was reliable.
Wow.
I changed my mind too.
Oh yeah, that's beautiful. So we were talking upstairs, like if you had to pick one car out of here, which one did you take?
So this is 1937 paper tape. This is actually new to us. We just picked it up.
Absolutely fantastic.
So this was a 60-year restoration.
Wow.
So they started in the 40s pretty much a 1937 Ford that then they started crafting and sculpting and everything. But since it took 60 years, technology changed quite a bit.
Oh, wow.
And they just kept progressing. So
there's a flathead with
Yeah.
LS coils and a modern alternator
that's
and
an
a
LS.
transaxle and a throttle body. Is that
fully
a...
supercharged.
Yep. Wow.
This is the one I want. This is it right here. Oh my gosh.
That's
Wow.
crazy.
Have you driven this?
Yes.
Is it a monster?
It overheats quite easily.
Oh, I bet. The tiny radiator.
I mean, those old flatheads overheated.
Yeah.
And you put one radiator in the front, you plummet to the rear.
Yeah.
You start getting into some kind of.
It's beautiful, though. It looks great sitting here.
Oh, absolutely.
Wow. Yeah,
That's so
Trish
cool.
is going to be mad right now, but she'll get over it.
Corvair, amphibious Corvair pickup.
Oh, that's an amphibious one? Oh, wow.
Wow.
So this was built in 1961 at GM. They let two of their top designers who just were like, hey, we have this kind of idea for amphibious Corvair. And they said, sure, go for it.
Yeah,
They
they're...
built this. They tested it a couple times. They said, oh, man, the next one we're going to build, we're going to do this and this and this. And GM's like, you're not building that.
You know you're not building it.
Nah, we're done.
We let you idiots have fun for once, and we're not letting you do it again.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was
Yeah,
just looking
so
at.
that was going to be the improvements, is that they were actually going to put a door so you would
Step
be able
out.
to get in instead of trying to climb out the window and getting into the back.
That's awesome.
We actually have quite a few amphibious vehicles in the collection. Larc being one of them.
Yeah. Like I said, I had no idea the Larc was here, and then we stepped out on the thing of the walkway of the motorcycle. It's like, oh my god, the Larc! And then I was like, the Gears video, and they were like, what are you talking about? And then it played upstairs, and I was like, oh yeah. They're like, oh, I've seen this. I was like, yeah.
73 miles per gallon. Yep. So that is pretty much an old hybrid, where you run off the normal N600 4-cylinder. Then when you hit a cruising speed, clicks over into a big old 1-cylinder diesel, and just let you coast.
Huh.
Guys.
Let me guess. The owner and inventor died under mysterious circumstances.
Yeah. You take one look at it, and the big three were like, that's never gonna sell. Unlike the XL1 over there, that's 2014 Volkswagen XL1. That gets 240 miles to the gallon.
Wow.
Gosh.
Pure hybrid, still single-cylinder diesel, then electric hybrid. Not
Yeah.
allowed in America.
No, of course
Yeah.
not. This is amazing. I mean, look how deep they are.
Yeah.
74 Lotus.
This is the founder and director, Jeff Lane. That's his favorite vehicle in the collection.
This one?
Yep.
So, what's your favorite then?
Oh, I don't know. The ones that work.
The ones that you don't have to work on.
On a daily basis, the ones I can get in.
I was about to say that 2014 Corvette up there because it starts, runs, and you can drive it out of here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This one I've heard about too, and I've never seen that Arrow.
We got a couple there.
Arrow still makes, they make those crazy ass toys right now, don't they? Yeah. They weigh like 10 pounds and they're just stupid good. But yeah, I've heard about this, but I've never actually seen one. Yeah, they
There
make
was
they're like roadsters. And
Yeah.
yeah, the Arrow.
Dolly Parton filmed a video in this car.
Really?
Yep.
Oh, that's awesome.
That's cruise mobile right there. That's just, I'm gonna kick back, do 50 miles
It's
an hour.
it's a 50 is pushing it. That's a 2-cylinder 1934 air cooled engine. That's
From there, I've never even heard of that. You got shit in there I've never even heard of.
well, that's what we like. That's what we do.
And that too, right there. That 54 MG, that's
Yeah. Yeah, that's so Jeff's dad.
91. Dang it.
The Mitsubishi upstairs you want, the Mitsubishi you can afford. Right. Look at this little itty bitty thing. God, and there's stuff like back there that you can't see.
One of my favorite cars in the collection of the MP. They just feel like cars.
Crazy. Oh, they just brought this one in.
Look at that. Polished aluminum.
They just brought this one in.
That's a Tesla. Yeah. That's probably his favorite because it works. Doesn't require any maintenance, just plug it in.
Which one?
The Tesla.
Oh, actually, we just got that back from the dealership because it broke pretty severely. So this, you might like this. This is the Houston Rocket. This is a concept car. Also has a rear engine Ford flathead.
Nice.
With a rear transfer case to make it a rear wheel drive, rear engine American V8 in 1946. And the guy wanted to build it, and who do you hire to build you a car in 1946? A bunch of plane builders that had just gotten done from the war. So that's why it looks like a big old bomber. And that's the all bare aluminum. It's a beaut. Once again, though, overheats like crazy.
Oh, yeah. I can imagine. Like I said, the Ford Flathead was never known for staying cool.
No, and especially you put it in the back of the car with no ducting, no venting.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no venting at all.
You guys might have seen the T97 upstairs. So it looks like this Tatra in the back. One of my favorite vehicles in the collection. That also is a rear engine, rear wheel drive V8, but that was air cooled. They hold the moniker as the Nazi killer because during the war, the German higher officers would steal them and they drive them around. Big V8, classic cruising car, but the wheelbase in the back is so tight and narrow on the old bias plies, they are notoriously rolled. So they call them the Nazi killers because they say that car actually ended up killing more Nazi generals than the U.S. Army.
Does the headlight tilt with the steering wheel? Like
No,
Tucker?
No, not that advanced, but still for a 19, that's the 47. It's a beautifully crafted car. It's got so much Volkswagen. Well, so when Volkswagen came out with the Beetle, Tatra said, "That's our car." Big sloped back rear engine air cooled car. The 97 upstairs, a flat 4.
I know, that's what I'm saying.
And so they went to court and settled out of court, and Tatra made a ton of money.
Did they?
Volkswagen.
I was gonna say that has so much Volkswagen in it that it.
That thing is.
Or I guess it has so much. The Volkswagen has so much Tatra.
Yeah, it's a car
Tiny
that
and
they
small.
never hear about, but
That's a bug, pretty much.
Yeah,
Front end, except for the lines.
especially the 97 upstairs. It's a little bit smaller, a little more compact, and had the flat floor. This one, that actual car just rolled over pretty recently, about a year and a half ago.
That car?
Yep. We had, do you know Haggerty, the insurance
Yeah.
company? They also write articles and make videos and stuff.
Yeah.
And they were doing this big article in their magazine about the 5 worst driving worst production cars in history.
Yeah.
The stabilization, steering, and everything. Turns out we had all 5 of them. So we shipped all 5 of them up to Bowling Green so they could use the track out there and just run some road courses. Your Reliant Robins and stuff.
I think I've seen this video.
That one at about 10 miles an hour,
Oh.
they put right on its side.
Oh, God.
And so we actually sell coffee mugs upstairs with it on its side that say, "Check yourself before you wreck yourself." But luckily, it was an insurance company that totaled it out, so they got to
Fix it.
Fix it.
Oh, I didn't see. Yeah, those are really narrow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Holy crap. See how far they insert those things? This is ridiculous.
That's so cool.
Honda Civic Turbo.
So currently it doesn't have the engine in it because when they rolled it, we were like,
Fin.
yeah, oh yeah, big old thing.
Oh, that's what I'm saying.
But yeah, so it
Looks
doesn't.
like a spaceship.
I know. It's 1947 too. You're like,
Yeah.
things up 60. You know, they were trying things.
But they missed the wheel well by
Yeah.
6 inches.
It is, when you're not rolling over, it's a beautiful driving car.
Oh, I bet, it's just crazy. Look at the air intakes.
Oh, yeah. Well, it's all air cooled, big V8.
You see the tank on
Those
there?
are actually quite awesome. That's a lot
Over
of
here. I don't know what those are.
Oh, that's that car that was like all fabric
As long
wrapped.
as you don't turn, it's good.
Oh, yeah.
You don't go through a road course.
As long as you don't turn, it's good.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, so the Alpine or the Heel, this is just a one-off fabric car. It actually came with a different color fabric as well, so you could just unbutton it and put a different color on it.
Yeah.
Based off a 58 Buick for the drivetrain with I think a Camaro subframe underneath it, front sub. Once again, fun engineering, but not really practical. 2 radiators in the thing. You see that pipe underneath the windshield?
I don't think this was the Lane Motor Car Museum of Practicality.
No. I used to say like this is just where like interesting ideas went to go die. But that is part of the cooling system. So that's how you actually heat the windshield and heat the car. Is that opens up to your radiator and just radiates
Blows
heat.
hot air across your
Yeah,
face.
but it's also right where I put my hand to get into the damn car. So I burned myself on this thing quite a few times.
Wow.
Wow. This is amazing.
Pretty wild.
Got some super beautiful stuff and some utterly ridiculous.
yeah, pretty much.
I will admit, like, I'm not a Citroen fan or anything else. I'm like, European stuff. It ain't American V8, you know. But I come out of this museum with a greater appreciation of some of this stuff,
You
and
know,
it's
that
just,
Citroen over there. There's one over there that's got that same body style with the rolled fenders. That was pretty, but for the most part, Citroen is ugly ass.
So there's working here. I found out that every country has their idiosyncrasies.
Yeah.
Every country does things very different. America, we like to jam through stuff.
Yeah.
Hit long open roads. The British like to make finicky but interesting kind of things that have a sporty feel. Germans over machine everything, but their clearances are incredible and the engineering's incredible until it breaks.
yeah.
It's a pain to fix.
Italians just like to make beautiful things that
Don't run.
they run. Sometimes they run, but then sometimes they're on the side of the road. But the French come up with the most insane concepts and the most insane ideas, and they're beautiful ideas. But the way they execute them is just
They get 90% of the way there, and then the last 10% they screw it over.
pretty much every Citroen besides the 2CV from the era of the 50s through the mid 2000s all run on a hydropneumatic suspension. Any Citroen you get in besides the 2CV, you start the thing and it just raises up and it all runs through the brakes, and beautiful designs of it. You need to change a tire, you just flip a lever, it lifts up the car and you can drop the wheel.
Oh, yeah, I've seen that. Yeah.
That you need to change. So no reason for a jack, nothing. And they just ride smooth as glass, but it's also plumbed into the brakes. So if anything goes wrong, you lose your brakes as well.
Wow.
Stupid fast. That's the body style of the new era. It's like that.
Oh yeah, like the caterers.
They just said that they are just ridiculously heavy.
God, I could spend all week here just.
Oh, that is class.
Well, so I know Colorado's quite a ways, but with 500 cars and only 100 upstairs, we cycle through.
Yeah.
The exhibits, usually about once a year. We're doing some major renovations on the museum, adding more space. So probably in about 2 years from now, the museum's going to look completely different.
We're hopefully going to be open for quite a while longer. So.
This is
Come back and
Yeah,
see
we'll
it.
have to come back
yeah.
once a year.
We'll have to start. I'll have to, I have my Vegas in my rotation of trips every year now for SEMA.
Yep.
I'll have to start coming to Nashville now for.
If you come in October, we have the rally where we take about 30 cars for 2 weekends, and we auction off drives where we take people about 250 miles to the back roads of Tennessee.
Yeah.
Let them drive some of a little bit more of the reliable cars that we have. The ones that I'm like, yeah, I think that can make it 250 miles.
Wow.
That's crazy.
My grandma was telling me a story how she came from Indiana to move to California in that car with my mom as a baby.
They lasted forever.
I know. They broke down once in Arizona, and they had to get their brother to come from California to bring them apart or something.
Yeah.
So you're sitting on the side of the road for a week.
Well, you go out on, what is it, I-40 that goes through Arizona?
Yeah, 40.
And, there was just T-bodies sitting everywhere of everyone heading out west, and then
Yeah.
car breaks out. I
Well,
guess
and-
you live in Arizona.
Well, a lot of the stuff back in the day too, like if you dig up foundations of old houses, especially around the war, they'd find Model T frames and stuff in the concrete and everything else.
So I'll show you real quick. This is why I love this car, this Citroen so much. And it's purely based on the fact that it does.
Gosh.
Wow.
Well, I've seen like the Mythbusters video where they take one of these apart and try to make a motorcycle out
Well,
of it.
because there's a story on the
Yeah.
on Mythbusters.
Yeah.
The guys got stuck in the desert. It's a incredibly beautifully simplistic car. We had a reporter one time come out before we changed a lot of our structure of the museum, and he's like, "I heard you can't roll these things." And we're like, "No, you really can't roll them." He's like, "Can I try?" And we said, "Okay." And so we went out in the back parking lot and just take donuts for like an hour trying to roll this thing frontwards and backwards. And it doesn't roll. You can't really get them stuck. They were made pretty much for the comment to be able to go out into farms,
Yeah.
drive through any ruts, and it's an air-cooled 2-cylinder. It doesn't go fast.
Well, it's like a French Model T because the Model Ts were the same thing. There was no roads back then, so they were made to drive over extreme terrains.
But yeah, and you saw the Citroen 2CV exhibit. People just kind of kept doing interesting things with them, making the 4-wheel drive one. Up
Oh,
there,
yeah, we saw
where
that.
They put the engine in the back, which increases the horsepower by twice, but also adds.
Twice the weight.
Yeah. So you go from a 7 horsepower motor to a 14, but
You lose 2 miles an hour.
Yeah.
Suspension is crazy.
Yeah, it's all independent swing arms.
It's just a swing arm with a shock absorber on
Yep.
the other end.
And it splits the shock with the front. It's a brilliantly engineered thing that also is so cheap and it's
Super simple.
out of the Mini, the Beetle, the Fiat 500, and this. I would take one of these.
Like I said, I knew very little about these and stuff, but after going upstairs to see them, I have a much greater appreciation for them
Well, and
now.
it's also the roads.
Oh, absolutely.
Like this here in Nashville, kind of it's terrible to drive.
Yeah.
But you go into France where they still have
Cobblestones.
brick roads and just switchbacks everywhere, and this thing makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
Same
Yeah.
with this little French electric car. I can't really go anywhere in town without making people mad when they're behind me.
Yeah.
But in through Paris, you're great.
Yeah.
Top speed, 28 miles an hour.
No, that one's actually the Citroen Ami upstairs, the all-electric 2011 Citroen Ami. That top speed is 28 miles an hour. This one does about 55.
Oh, wow.
I don't know about that.
The real hard part is you sit directly in the center of the car.
Yeah.
And that gets a little difficult to navigate, especially backing up.
Oh, yeah.
But it would make a great rideshare car. Like if these became Uber cars or something. 'Cause you just step right into the back seat. It's a very
No, you're just on each side.
yeah. And there's doors on both sides.
It's got a radio. It's all
Here, I'll let you get back to where you need to go.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes. No, we appreciate it very much, sir. Thank you.
We appreciate it. That was awesome, man. You made our day. Nick, you made our day. That was incredible.
Is this the exit?
Yeah.
Cool.
Thank you, Nick.
Thank you, Nick.
Have a